as Gary said, this is where the rubber meets the road. We have the aftermarket shield, which is like the part number of Hypertherm 220817. And we have the nozzle in there that's aftermarket as well. That's the 45 amp regular nozzle, aftermarket, but it's like the 220-941 that Hypertherm showed. I have a Hypertherm electrode in because that's all I have. I never seem to burn them up anyway. But I went ahead and put a brand new one in here for this test. This may not cut that great. This is 14 gauge, just a quick little address sign I made for my own house. Didn't spend a lot of time with the, it's probably running a little bit fast actually for this, but let's just see how it cuts anyway. I just put a little pierce holes in there for screwing it up with, but it really didn't look bad at all. There is a good bit of dross, but actually cutting that thin material with that big, I don't usually use that. I mean, it's flaking off real easily. But anyway, I don't see any difference right on that cut. I don't mean anything. What I'll do is probably run some 7 gauge parts in a minute. And yeah, that's just one little thing I threw together this morning. I don't think that's very much of a test. I'll try to run some of those parts I was building, those welding gussets I make for a fab company. Anyway, we'll check back in a minute. Okay, I decided to come back, and what I'll do is right here, let me get another. These are the Hypertherm parts right here. Just to make it fair, this is the one I just ran right there. Turned out fair, pretty decent. I mean, I don't like running regular 45 amp stuff on 14 gauge anyway, but for what it is, I'd say it turned out fine. I'm just going to change out I'm going to put Hypertherm new parts in it. I hate to waste them for something stupid like this, but anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Hypertherm back on. I'm going to run that same file again. This cleaned up easily. I mean, that dross that was on it just flaked off pretty easy. So, but probably wouldn't have that problem in that 7 gauge material. You can use fine cut up to probably 10 gauge material or 11 gauge. I don't know, but you don't get much life out of fine cut stuff. So this has some slack in it. I'm trying to figure out this torch mount. I'm getting a little bit of a sawtooth cut, and I think it has to do with these. I think Ross has some different heavier duty springs that might, see right now it feels pretty solid. So anyway, that's aside from this. Let's run this same part again with the Hypertherm just for a test. I'm just trying to use up some scrap material here anyway, so I can get it off of here to get the 7 gauge on to do some work. So, alright, I'm going to zero everything here. Again, the cut paths on this are not really in the right order and stuff, and it's running way too fast. The holes are ragged out. I didn't dial it in worth a flip. This is just a quick test. So let's just do the same file right here and see what we get. There we go. I hope I'm not forgetting something. Alright. Well, a module wants to sleep or something, so we're going to have to run this again. This is the things, maybe this is good to see, and this is what happens all the time. Nothing has changed. You know, if this thing sits more than 15 minutes or so, I'm just going to put that right back where it was, and all I'm going to do is reboot this computer and the controller. And I usually go ahead and turn off the plasma cutter. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just telling you, there's 3 switches. That's all I'm doing. Cycling the plasma cutter off, back on. Turn the controller off, back on. And rebooting the PC. It doesn't take very long. I know that this has got to be boring. Watching somebody reboot computers, that's just what I do right now. I don't want to really jiggle the camera. I could show you what I'm doing, but it's not that exciting. If you want to look at these are the ones I just pulled out. You can't see that. Okay, they didn't even get dirty on that little bit of cutting. Here's the one we just used. Looks fine. No damage. You could actually clean that up and you wouldn't even be able to tell it's ever been used. That's kind of where it fits. You know, where we were measuring yesterday. Anyway, that's all I've done. Now we're going to turn Mach 4 back on. Let that come on. And we're about ready to roll here. So these are the aftermarket parts right there. Get them sitting right there. You may skip this part of the video. It's really silly waiting a couple minutes on rebooting computers. So Mach 4 is coming on. Some of this areas here is where I scrapped out. I had that misaligned, so that was a scrapped part. I'll show you the one I cut out while this is booting. I was just trying this file I made for my mother. That's what I was attempting to make over there. I was trying to set the laser offset up on this, and I kept messing up on that. And my pierce points, I had the wrong tool set on this actually. My pierce points showed up a lot on this file. So, okay, we're going to load the G code here. And we'll be ready. 0 all. Okay, we're going to run it right here. I'm going to hit the button. You believe me? Here we go. Okay, and as you can see, absolutely no difference in the way that was running. That's just pretty much what you get when you're running 45 amp. You know, it flakes off easily anyway. I just don't like messing with it. See if I can show you. I usually just take a chisel and Just trying to knock it off of there like, as Keith Rucker would say, like such. Anyway, that's all it is. It's hard to reach out here and do that, but exactly the same. I don't see any difference in that test. I don't like this dross, and the torch height was set right. Everything was pretty much book settings there. I don't like running them quite that fast, but you know, you have to run them fast or you're going to get lots more dross than that. I probably could run a little more. That was 189 on the speed actually, which you shouldn't be doing on the little holes. That's just holes I put a screw in to mount it up there on the garage outside. So anyway, appreciate it. That may be all we're going to do for right now. I may come back with a test on the 7 gauge at a later date. I really don't have any orders to do right now, so I kind of hate to build parts they may not buy. So anyway, appreciate you watching this little test. See you next time.